This is one of my favorite foundations. It gives me such a beautiful full coverage. I'm in the shade 104. And all what I'm doing to apply this is buffering it in with a Real Technique buffering brush. Next, I'm taking the Sephora concealer and I'm going to apply this in all the areas that I want to highlight. I'm going to dampen my beauty blender by spraying it with my water bottle here. And then once my beauty blender is damp, I'm going to pat this onto my face to blend in my concealer. To set my concealer, I'm just going into the Smashbox contour kit, taking the lightest shade, which is the banana shade, and this is what I'm going to use to set my concealer. I'm also using a Real Techniques contour brush. To set my face, I'm going to be using this foundation powder just to keep everything in place. The brush that I'm using is the BH Cosmetic brush from the vegan line in brush number 1. Moving on to my eyes, I'm taking the Tarte palette. I labeled it as Power Play, but the shade that I'm actually using is right beside Power Play. The brush that I'm using is from the Urban Decay Smoky palette. I feel like this blendy brush just gets into my crease really nice. Okay, so I've taken the BH Cosmetic eye crayon in the shade black, and all what I'm doing to it is I'm actually just applying it to this shader brush, and with the shader brush, then I'm going to apply it to my lid so that I can get a smooth, even layer onto my eye. With the BH Cosmetics 60 palette, I felt like I needed to deepen up my crease a little bit more, so I've taken this brown and I'm just going to apply that into my crease just to make it a little bit deeper. It actually really didn't do much, but I just thought it would help out my look a little bit more. After the crease, I went in with a green and then it comes off camera on black, but it's actually like a very deep plum purple. And I just added those colors together to make a perfect color for my lid. And I'm just applying that right on top of the BH eye crayon that I already applied. After this step, I actually stopped filming for some reason and I skipped a step. And all what I did was I took a brush with the Tarte palette in the darkest shade, darkest brown that they have, and I just applied that to my crease to blend out any harsh lines. So as you can see, I do have a bit of brown into my crease, and all what I'm doing in this step is just taking the NYX pencil and outlining my waterline. You are going to repeat exactly what you did on the top of your eyes to the bottom of your eyes. So the lash line still needs to have the BH smudged along the lash lines, and you're just going to do exactly what you did on the top. Here I'm just taking my Wet n Wild palette and I'm going to use this green instead of using the BH Cosmetic green and the dark plum because I wanted my bottom lash line to be a lot more greener than I did my top. I'm using Joe Fresh highlight. It's a cream one and I'm using it in my inner corner. It's one of my favorite highlights. I feel like it just gives a beautiful shimmer. Here I'm going into the Urban Decay Smoky palette and I'm taking the lightest shimmery shade and I think it's called High, And what I'm doing with this is I'm just going to apply it on top of the Joe Fresh highlight that I just applied, just to make it pop even more. I find when you have a dark smoky eye, an inner corner highlight should really pop out and stand out. It just, to me, brings the look together. Since I was already in this palette, I decided that I would use the matte white shade, which is called 13, just to highlight the tips of my brow bone. After that, I used the Benefit Roller Lash to do my lashes. Then I went into this Smashbox contour kit once again, and I'm going to contour my face with the brown grayish shade that's in the palette. I took the Too Faced bronzer, which is in the shade Chocolate, and I'm just using this here to bronze up my face. Afterwards, I took the Milani Baked Blush in the shade Luminoso, and I just used this to apply my blush. I smile, and I put it right on the apples of my cheeks. Since it was already out, I decided that I would highlight with the Joe Fresh highlighter again, and look at it, it's just fabulous. It's a drugstore brand, it's about $8, and it just gives me such a lovely highlight. I do this on the tops of my cheeks, the bridge of my nose, and my cupid's bow as well. To finish my look, I'm obviously applying lipstick. Unfortunately, I don't know the name of this lipstick. I do know there's two colors in this tube. And I just felt like the lipstick that I'm applying right now just didn't complete my look. So I wanted to deepen it up even more. And that's why I chose to use both shades instead of just sticking with the one. So you can see that the color is that purple color, which I felt would go with the plum that I have in my eyes. So I think it made the look complete. Lastly, I took the Urban Decay setting spray, and this is the oil control, and I just set my face with it.